Come here now, girl.
Hello and welcome to WhatsApp, your one-stop shop for everything workshop. I'm BonBonB and you're very, very welcome. Right, today we've got an island map, but it's an island map which doesn't quite look like your typical island map. And yet it still feels like it's going to be a conventional style play. It's actually quite a nice design. I'm really very pleased and very surprised by this one. There's plenty of mountains just to break things up in the middle of these islands, leaving a strip around the outside that is just big enough, I say ideally big enough, for this style of build that's intended. I'm surprised. I'm doubly surprised when you consider that...
It's my first map.
That's right. It does have problems. It does have problems. I'm not going to come down too hard on them, but one of them, well, it's a little bit in common with one of the problems from yesterday. And one of them we see time and time again. One thing you do see time and time again is BonBonBingo cards popping up like this. Link is in the description. And also, of course, hopefully you see a daily reminder. That's right, clicking that like button really does support the channel, gets me seen by more people and helps me grow a little bit more every single day. Thank you for your support. Today's map is Scatter Bay by Desarth. Desarth? Desarth? Yeah, it's got to be Desarth, surely. Anyway, yes, very impressed. Very impressed, Desarth. There's your start square. Pretty playable, water on both sides, so no matter what happens with water flow, you will have clean water. Then you have terrain heights where you show your mountains down the ridges. That's pretty neat, I've got to say. And then if you want resources, it's a little bit light, but they are there. Here and there, dotted around if you search for them. You can play with it. And if you have Sunset Harbour and you want to do some fishing, it's quite an interesting fishing map as well. Lack of tuna, but you don't always have to have it. It's not always about the fishing, okay? Off to the workshop. What do we need? Well, it's almost a vanilla map. We have the generic tree pack. We'll be using the realistic 1.4.5 European theme. The Relight Film LUT, which isn't linked, so it is going to affect the score slightly because somebody doesn't know what a Relight is. Or Relight LUT. If you search Relight LUT, does it show up on the... Anyway, Relight, for we're using the right film, we're using the right theme and LUT for today's show. Now, we've got the road and the rail running parallel, more or less-ish, running alongside. We'll go alongside rather than parallel, as they head into the map. The rail will peel off and stop when we get to the start square, so we won't be doing a second trip for the rail. We'll just be doing both side by side here. The rail goes a little bit up and down, but mostly within tolerance of a Cities Skylines Let's Play. If you're looking for true realism, well, first of all, it's not really a true realist map. It is down that fantasy kind of vibe map, isn't it? But yeah, if you're looking for true realistic gradients on the rail, it's not far off. It's not far off. The roads generally are a pretty decent standard. You may have noticed a little bit of terrain height issue between the two highways at that point. I'm not stopping for it because there are a couple of stronger talking points than that little bit as we go along. We'll say stronger, once again, on the whole, mostly not horrendous. Like that, totally not horrendous. There's nothing horrendous. There is one shot in the foot on this map. In fact, no, I take that back. There are two shots in the foot on this map. But nothing what I would consider to be a horrendous map making error. Well, maybe one of them is. Or we'll get to it. Anyway, what we have here with the rail, you'll notice the rail just drops down a little bit as we get to the river. Again, that would have been easy to fix just by going into bridge mode a little bit earlier. Like the bridge mode here, where we've gone bridge mode because we've run out of a little bit of land, it's mostly a pretty nice bridge. Apart from the blue mantle underneath there. A gash of blue mantle, but as bridges go, actually I don't mind that. Okay, it's almost right. Over here we've got a more conventional double span bridge, again with a splash of blue mantle on the underside here. We do have the blue mantle tutorial I can link you to. I don't think it's in today's show, sadly, but yes, we've seen it a few times just recently. I'll run it in a couple of days' time again, so that you guys can click the link again if you want to follow it. Anyway, the roads are equidistant pretty much all the way. I'm assuming parallel road tool has been used. It's pretty reasonable. And then this intersection here, we've got a little bit of terrain glitch error. This is far more important to me than the one we saw earlier because this is right by the start square. It's your start square intersection, and it's very evident there. There is more to talk about here. Obviously, those regulars will have already spotted it. And your start square, right there, this is where the rail ends. Also, tunnels. Before I go into also, tunnels, okay? The tunnels on this side aren't too bad. This one's perfect. This one just elevates in slightly, which is why the top of the tunnel there looks a little bit higher. If that had gone in level, then we would be level right, both sides. The other side's different and slightly off as well. Both of these look parallel as they come out, but then they have to drop down a little bit to get down to ground level. Like to have seen them come out at ground level rather than having to ramp down to level out. But anyway, yes, somebody forgot to leave the daylight cycle on, switch it off, sorry. So we are heading in towards the evening now. Everybody loves a medium-sized bridge, apparently. That's a pretty decent vanilla style bridges. Can't really fault these. These are good to go. Would like this to be coming in level at the top there, or going into a slight cutting and then elevating up like we have this is a nice lovely cutting and good tree detailing along it as well. Little things like that are easily overlooked. Yeah, hopefully we're going to get to the edge of the map before we go into nightfall. Sirens outside my window. Here they come. Here they come. There's one for the BonBonBingo card players. Yes. Oh, man alive. What a quiet neighbourhood I live in. I was actually talking with a fire engine driver the other day, one of my local regulars, and he explained why they have the sirens going at that point. Jinky jankies, right there. I told him, look, I know, we have a dogleg road there with a blind corner. I know why you have your sirens going, but yes, it's he apologised. So anybody who's frustrated by the sirens, well, I can be anyway. Final bridge. I'd like to see that double span as well. And edge of the map, and we can take that intermission. Be right back after this.
Are your soggy little Sims constantly getting even more soggy? Are you continuously drowning your trees and soaking your city? Then you need BonBonB's flood management tutorial. Click the information button now.
So we head back to Scatterbay by Desarth and the shipping routes. Right, we're going to learn something about shipping routes today. We're going to learn two things about shipping routes today. Our regulars will learn nothing about shipping routes today. But first of all, perfect shipping route, okay? It bends around a little bit, following the coast from a respectful distance, and then heads off towards the edge of the map. Which is basically the least you can expect when you put a shipping route down after all the land masses have been put down and all is good. Then we have a second shipping route, which comes down in towards the bay area itself, which goes straight in, so you can actually build a hub in right at the start square there. It's quite nice. Then we have a right angle turn here, which could do with some shipping triangles, except for I don't think it really matters at all. Well, not that much anyway. Why? Because this shipping route was put down before the land masses were finally drawn in, as you can see here. There's an oopsie. There ain't no shipping coming across there, I tell you. So yes, a minus half a star there for shipping routes. What about water flow? Well, there isn't any on this side, but there is the split. Okay. So you can pump and draw from one side of the bay to the other side of the bay. But there is actually water motion on this side. This is all edge of map water flow, by the way. There's strong water flow on this side. So if you want to put your sewage on this side, it will be pushed down and away to this area. Now this area is only being cleared because of evaporation, because it's basically completely blocked off apart from that little bit there. So water evaporation blowing up in here. I would go industry in this area because it's going to be polluted anyway. That's what I would do. I'd have an industrial island right there. Okay, map as a whole. Really interesting shapes, really interesting design. Lots of credit to go there as well. Looks amazing as well with the theme and LUT combo. Of course, you've got to have 3 lights. And look at the buildable space that we have there. It's just enough for maybe a couple of blocks deep, and that's kind of all you're going to want on this style of map. But then you have a lot of waterfront as well. Again, if you've got ferries, if you've got the DLC for ferries, could be a really good map for ferries, this one. Again, look there, that's probably wide enough for a couple of blocks there, just about. Narrows up a little bit as we get towards the end. I think this would make for a very fun build. Fun is the word that they used in the description. There's your slightly wedged in grounded ship, just a bit wedged. Yeah, they said they had a lot of fun. Actually, I feel that you could have a lot of fun with this map. There's a paddling tree there. The essential lighthouse, isn't she lovely? And there's another drowned tree down here. And if I remember rightly, there's one near the start square. Where's the start square? Looks around for the start square. It's over here. And there's another drowned tree over here. This one is definitely, yes, definitely wearing his trunks. Haven't done that pump for a couple of days, have we? Okay, right, what more have we got? There is some, actually there's one more for the bingo players somewhere over here, I think. Yes, there we go. For the bingo players, it's everybody's favourite factory. Yep, absolutely. It doesn't add anything, doesn't take anything away. It just adds a focal point of interest. So why not? Why not? Now back down to the start square, and we're going to talk about something before we have a look. Oh, hang on. Let's talk about the islands. It's an island map. Let's have a look at these islands. These islands add something. I know they were added after the build, hence the problems that we had over the other side. These were an addition. A little bit of turbulent water from the edge of the map pushing its way through there. Don't mind that too much. And plenty of buildable scope over on these islands as well. There's a couple of islands over that side as well with the circular bay too, and of course the industry island in the middle as well. So done the islands. I nearly forgot the islands. Then we'll head back to the start square, because yes, it's botany week, and yes, we are going to be doing another botany asset for the week. Not a sign of Mr. Maison or Pidalmo this week. No, it's all new creators, or newish bar one. And then we have this intersection, which has the 2-lane highway. Great for lane merging. However, that is a Network Extensions 2 road. Hate to tell you that. It's Network Extension, which is of course not listed in the requirements, which of course means if you've got no idea about these things and you don't have Network Extensions 2, after waiting 10 minutes for your map to load, the map will be broken. So, sorry. But why am I sorry? But yeah, I'm sorry. Yes, you need Network Extensions too. And this asset of the daytime. And this little fuzzy area down here is Reads by notDONEyet. This is a creator who's been around quite some time, very well known, very popular, and very good as well. Now, the only thing I'd recommend is, and I haven't got it here, didn't realise it was going to be an issue, was the Shadow Strength Adjuster, I think it's called, the mod, and various other, just for sharpening up the shadows, because they're a little bit fuzzy the way that I've got the settings here. These reads will look a lot cleaner and crisper with that particular mod turned right up. But again, I don't normally have reason to use it, not on these style of reviews. And factoids, because factoids. The German writer Thomas Mann took a break of 32 years between the start and finish of his novel, The Confessions of Felix Krull. 32 years. Have you seen my manuscript, darling? I can't find my manuscript, darling. Obviously, Germany was saying all this. Anyway, yes, Reads by notDONEyet. Very nice. Haven't seen anything quite like that under the Reads category. So, very welcome indeed. Today's asset of the day. And so there we have it. There we have it. Botany week is getting closer and closer to being at the end. We'll have another botany week next week. It depends what is trending on the chart. But is this going to be trending on this month's chart? Only you can decide. Is it a 1-star map? Is it a 5-star map? Is it somewhere in between? Your vote really does count. We use it at the end of the month for the Viewer's Choice Top 10. Will this be one of the top 10 maps of the month? Only you can decide. Hit the I button now in the top right corner of your screen, or the link in the description. It'll take you to the voting page where you can vote for free with a Facebook, Gmail, Apple, or a Patreon account. But what do I think of today's map? Well, aesthetically, I love the design. The design is strong. I think we've got a really good choice of theme, got a really good choice of LUT. Shame that Relight isn't linked in, so you'd have to know about Relight. But as it appears here, I would say this is a middle 4. Without Relight, it would have been borderline high 3, low 4. I'm going to give it the benefit of doubt and just edge it into low 4 because I really do like the design of this map. Detailing is, there's nothing really that bad about it, but there's nothing bringing it up to 4 stars, and there's a few things that need to be fixed. So I'm going to go for a medium high 3 stars on today's map. As for gameplay, I would have gone for a very strong 4 stars on this one. But yes, with network extensions 2 missing, it is technically broken and therefore has to get 1 star. And of course with the shipping route, there's also talkable. Scatter Bay by Desarth. Yeah, it's a first-time creator who's done a pretty good job and made a couple of blunders, and haven't we all done that? I'm sure you have, and I know I have. So listen, we've all been there. Anyway, that's a result for today, isn't it? Do you think? If you're still here, use the word of the day into the comments. Score yourself some population points to prove that you're part of the 20 and out elite. Yes, you are in the elite, and I am in the repose. See you tomorrow.